Holy moly, we just got some major new leak updates for Apple's iPhone 17, which is now only 3 months away from launch. So let's jump right into 10 leak updates, including both some very exciting upgrades, as well as a couple of huge disappointments, which I'll get into in just a minute. Starting off with leak update number 1, the iPhone 17 is actually going to be coming with a larger 6.3-inch display compared to the 16, which has a 6.1-inch. Now, last year, the 16 Pro did get upgraded to a 6.3-inch display, and it was one of my favorite changes because it's finally perfectly balanced. It's just such a good screen size. It's just large enough to feel more immersive while keeping the phone size small and very comfortable to hold, especially for those with smaller hands like my wife, who absolutely loves this new display size. And now the base iPhone 17 will catch up with the same 6.3-inch display size as the Pro model, which this year the Pro is going to remain unchanged, so you're getting really good bang for your buck. And speaking of the display, let's get into update number 2, which is a feature that we have been asking Apple for years now, and that is 120Hz Pro Motion Display technology, which is basically now confirmed to come to the entire iPhone 17 lineup, including the base model. Now, if you've been watching this channel for a few years, you'll know that I absolutely love 120Hz Pro Motion ever since we got it with the iPhone 13 Pro Max, because it makes the phone feel so nice and smooth. Everything from swiping on the screen to the animations with the dynamic island animations, the camera control animations, everything feels so nice that when I go back to a base model iPhone, it feels so choppy. So the fact that we're finally getting it on all of the iPhone 17s is amazing. Now moving on to leak update number 3, this one is actually brand new. It just came out this morning as I'm filming this video. Apparently, all of the iPhone 17 models could be getting a smaller dynamic island, which this leak was actually previously limited to just the 17 Pro Max, saying it's getting brand new technology, which could shrink that dynamic island. But just this morning, Jeff Poo came out and said that all 4 models will be adopting the brand new Meta Lens tech for Face ID, which essentially integrates the transmitter and receiving components of that true depth camera system into one, basically making it much smaller. So Apple could likely reduce the size of the dynamic island on all of the iPhone 17 models, including the base model, which would look so nice. However, there is a chance that Apple could simply decide to hold off and keep the dynamic island the same using software, making it black, even though the Face ID components behind it are actually smaller. So we'll wait and see what they're gonna do. But one reason to believe the iPhone 17 dynamic island is getting smaller is actually leak update number 4, which is a brand new 24 megapixel selfie camera upgrade for all of the models, including the base 17, which was actually a pretty surprising thing to me. Now, the reason this one leak is a huge hint at a smaller dynamic island is because maybe Apple actually had to shrink the Face ID components in order to have enough internal space for a larger 24 megapixel sensor. And to be honest, the iPhones have been kind of lacking in terms of selfie quality since iPhones have had 12 megapixel selfie cams for many years, desperately needing more megapixels for better quality, and a larger sensor could actually help a lot, especially for low light as well. Now jumping straight into update number 5, this one is actually a massive disappointment. Jeff Poo just gave us a bombshell leak update claiming that the iPhone 17 actually won't be getting a chip upgrade at all, sticking to the same exact A18 chip that we already have in the base iPhone 16. Yes, you heard that right, no upgrade whatsoever, while the rest of the lineup will get upgraded chips like the A19 chip exclusively for the iPhone 17 Air and the A19 Pro for the Pro models. And yes, this also means that it'll stick to the same 8 gigs of RAM as the iPhone 16 already has, while the rest of the iPhones will get upgraded to 12 gigs for better multitasking and AI performance. But I guess that regular users don't really care, since the A18 is more than fast enough for most regular people, and that's probably why the iPhone 16 is currently the best-selling smartphone in 2025 in the entire world, even with a 60Hz display, which is shocking. Now for leak update number 6, we're expected to get the always-on display coming to the base iPhone 17 and the 17 Air, which has been missing on the base iPhones. Now, the biggest tell for this leak is that we are expected to get 120Hz ProMotion display technology, and that requires LTPO display tech, which is what allows Apple to adjust the frame rate in real time. So to save more battery life, Apple can adjust the frame rate up and down all the way as low as 1 Hz, which is what Apple is currently using for the always-on display feature on the Pro models, like you can see it working right here. So this is gonna be a big deal because it is one of my favorite things on my 16 Pro Max, making sure that I don't miss any texts or notifications while the display is turned off. And now for leak update number 7, we are finally expected to get Apple's custom brand new Wi-Fi and Bluetooth all-in-one chip, which has a couple of advantages. Of course, it's gonna have Wi-Fi 7, which we already have on the iPhone 16, which means that you basically get all 3 bands, 6 GHz, 5 GHz, and 2.4, but it can automatically switch between them on the fly based on how far away you are, so it's super reliable. But with Apple's custom chip, we're gonna be saving battery life because first of all, it has better chip tech, so it's gonna be a more efficient process node, and in general, with Apple software, it's gonna be more efficient since Apple has control of the phone, the chip, and the Wi-Fi chip as well, so they can do a lot of cool things, like potentially enabling really cool features in the future, with Apple making it more reliable to switch between stuff and adjusting the connections on the fly to match your usage and basically save battery life. And finally, for leak update number 8, this one is both good and also a little bit bittersweet. We're expected to get a new and improved thermal heat spreader on all of the iPhone 17s, including the base model, which means better cooling management and less overheating while doing things like playing games, which is a nice upgrade, but it's actually a bit disappointing that we're sticking to the same A18 chip as we had before, so it's a bit bittersweet. And on top of that, the 17 Pro Max is getting a brand new vapor chamber cooler for the first time, which is the best of the best cooling tech, and it's disappointing that it's not coming to the rest of the 17 lineup. And finally, I actually have a bonus leak about the future. This is actually gonna be the last year that the base iPhone is gonna launch in September alongside the rest of the higher end iPhones. So if you need to upgrade to get ready for school, this is actually your last chance to do it, at least on a brand new phone. Why? Well, because we just got this crazy leak that claims that the future iPhone 18 model is going to be delayed next year, no longer launching with the rest of the lineup, and instead launching in the spring of 2027 alongside the iPhone 18e budget model. And that's because Apple's expected to launch a brand new iPhone 18 Fold model next year in September. So to avoid launching 5 models at once, Apple's gonna be pushing back the base iPhone 18 by about half a year, forcing everyone to spend more money on the more expensive models in September. So if you're in need of an upgrade, this iPhone 17 model might be the perfect one for you, launching in just 3 months. So with that said, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on all this down in the comment section below, and subscribe above for more videos like this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.